Okay, and we're live. See how many people join us. If there's any lag. 16 seconds. I guess we were 6 minutes late, so.
Yeah, they weren't sure.
Yep, there's one like.
How do we have a like but nobody there? Oh, okay.
There we go. Hey, Graham Pepper. Hi, Shadowcaster. How you doing, Mike? Good to see ya. Or talk to you. Hey, Justin Wells.
Too bad like everybody doesn't get a little video back. Like we have a whole list of people.
Yeah, that'd be great if YouTube did that. Showed you guys' faces there and everybody got like a video back. So.
Yeah.
Hi there, Josh. All right, give it a few minutes for people to start joining us. So, I don't know if you notice, but we've got some merchandise in. Oh, hi Nigel, good to see ya. There is a way, huh, Shadowcaster? Didn't know that. You want a shirt? Well, we'll get into that here shortly. So, hello, Sarah, Mike, or Mike, I should say. Good to see you here.
Good. I'm glad to hear you're enjoying the Etsy videos.
Let's see here. Let's see if I bring up the comments. Brian Neely. I know what you mean, but I'm getting used to the camera, so, you know, I've come out of a closet to be able to show my face. You could do it too. Oh, but thank you, Mike. Oh, hi, Jan. Good to see you here. So this light here is making my shirt look a little green, but it's really a black shirt. So
There you go. That looks better.
yeah, they are nice T-shirts. Oh, Jessica worked with a designer guy to take and get the imagery right, and so this way it could be blown up this big and not get all sporadic. And
Yeah. The logo design wasn't one of my strong suits, so yeah, we got somebody to do that. Which...
Yeah, a professional. That's always good. So.
Yep,
the shirts are cotton. Should be 100%. They're the Hanes tagless tee. Oh, yep.
Yeah, Sarah and Mike, they asked if we got the letter. So.
Yes, we did, and we watched your sermon. It was great.
Yeah, watched it last night.
Yeah, we enjoyed that.
We did. Thank you for sending it.
Yeah.
A face for the radio.
And a voice for silent film. That's a good one. Oh. Well, good to have so many people joining us. Oh. The sizes of the t-shirts.
Yeah, 5X.
Yep, they go all the way up to 5X. Oh. Yeah, we definitely liked it. So, well, there's enough people here, we might as well, and asked about the shirts, we might as well give them what they can get up to. So, here's our shop updates.
I wonder if they see it backwards.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they see it backwards.
Okay.
Oh, all right. Jessica's going to give you the shop updates this week. So
the shirts we're doing through Teespring, and so to get to those, you go to teespring.com/Christ-Centered Ironworks.
Good, Graham.
And there's no spaces there. So the t-shirts. So we have a couple of different options. We have the t-shirts. Those are $16.
Yep.
The long sleeve shirts are $19, and the hoodies are $25.
Yep.
So those are the three different options. And just so you know, we're making like around $5 profit. The rest is just going to Teespring to make the product and stuff. So
to make the product and ship it and things of that nature. So.
Yep.
But that's how Teespring works.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. That way it's fairly hands-free for us. Besides. Putting our design in there that we like.
Yeah.
So
I can't pack any more hours into a day.
Yeah.
I've tried, but there's only one of me, so.
Yeah, I'm not sure apparel would be your thing anyway.
Yeah, no, not really. Screen printing's not my thing, so. So hopefully that'll be a benefit. We just wanted to offer that to you ladies and gentlemen out there that wanted to take and get t-shirts, you know, so you guys can wear the logo, and we think it's a pretty cool shirt. And,
yeah.
And so we'll be running that for a while. You catching up, or are you still 15 behind? I don't even know what I am behind right now. I know I'm pretty far behind. I got trapped into... it's not really trapped. I got a ministry opportunity where I get to minister to about 250 or so middle school boys, middle school age boys, and demonstrate. And so I kind of put that at the top of my priority poll. And so therefore I've been having orders come in that I haven't been working on because I've been making tooling. Like that Coal Forge series video, I did that. So
the back of the shirt
instead.
there. Nope, nothing on the back.
Nope, nothing but plain. So we were debating about putting a verse or putting something out there, but we just figured we'd go simple with this. Yeah, for this first run.
Yeah, the colors available, they are black, navy blue,
dark
gray,
green.
Yeah, dark green and orange.
Yep.
So 5 colors. Yep. And they are shipping out of the U.S., but they can ship internationally too. So I know we have a lot of people overseas also.
Yeah, I'm glad you like that, Shadowcaster. So, haha, that's a good one, Graham. Yeah. That's actually what the title of the message is going to be, is Iron Sharpens Iron, because that fits their theme. That's what their theme is this year. So It's like this church camp type deal. So it is Iron Sharpens Iron. So yeah.
That's how they kind of got a hold of Roy, and they, said it would be awesome if he demonstrates, because
that would be a great thing to put on the back of the shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be good. Oh. Sorry, didn't think about sharpening iron. Not much of a knife maker. In fact, I've been a bit creatively blocked here lately of thinking, what am I going to make that I might be able to sharpen and not make a knife? So, stay true. Oh. Yeah, I might do that. Seriously, I was actually thinking that while I was watching your sermon material there.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Yeah, there's a lot of good illustrations.
Yeah, I like the fro ideal. Yeah, no darn knives. Nope, we're not doing knives. Oh, I thought about a tomahawk, but the way that they're going to be funneling boys through they're going to do them in 30-minute increments. So I got to come up with something I can demonstrate for each group of boys in 30-minute increments. So that's going to be a bit of a trick and a challenge, but I'll come up with something, I'm sure. I'm sure you guys are going to leave me some great comments. I'm going to watch this on the replay after I'm said and done and look at them all. Letter opener. Oh, man.
I knew somebody was going to say that.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, Mike, that pack forge was pretty cool. I kept trying to wrap my head around it, like how you, how you get away with it and it not burn up. It looked like pretty thin metal, but maybe some sand or something. Evening to you, Herb Page. Screwdrivers are easy. Yeah, I could make a screwdriver.
Mm-hmm.
That's nice and easy.
Yeah.
That wouldn't fill 30 minutes. Okay, you line it with dirt. Yeah, that makes sense now. Yeah, I was wondering about it. It's side blast, right, Mike? Oh. Chisel, herb chopper, that's getting pretty close to knife.
That's on the line.
That's on the line.
Yep.
I don't know if I can do that one. Let's see. Okay, cool. Yeah. Yeah, never worked with the side blast. Definitely dig the bellows on it, though. All right. Well, we got 14 people watching so far.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
A leaf?
Yep.
That's
definitely do a leaf.
One, yeah.
Shovel. A square knot flint striker. Oh, I don't know. Square knot. Well, I guess, yeah, good. I could tie a square knot. That's always a crowd favorite.
Yeah.
And make a flint striker, yep.
Yep, true.
Oh.
Yeah, you've done that one before at demos.
That's a good idea. I might try that for one of the demos.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sounds like I'll have about 5, almost 6 demonstrations, 6 different increments that they're breaking it up in, so it'll definitely be interesting on that. Yep, no knives. Oh. Let's see here. We also have another thing. We actually got a P.O. box. So For anybody who's wanting to send us hate mail, love mail,
freebies,
I
never got you with those coming.
Or whatever you guys want to send us within reason, and that is legal to send through the United States Postal System.
Right, so
we got a P.O. box, so we'll just go ahead and put it out there. It is going. You can ship it anything you got to Roy Adams or Christ-Centered Ironworks at P.O. Box 315, New Lebanon, Ohio 45345. So, and I keep looking at the sheet because it's new to me, and I know my own personal address, but yeah, just got this new P.O. box for that. So
yeah, after this video is over, we'll add it into the description too. So, because most of you probably didn't have a pen ready, so.
Okay, yeah, you can only work 1/4 inch. Yeah, I was wondering how much stock you can make there, so. But yeah, we're gonna add everything. The link to the Teespring campaign for the t-shirts, we'll put that at the end of this video as well. Hello again. You're like, I was fast. What were you so fast about? You guys jumping off and going and getting t-shirts and coming back? That's what I'm figuring it is.
The P.O. box.
P.O. box.
You need that repeated again?
Oh, you need that?
Okay, they're probably ready now.
Okay, you need that repeated again. Okay, the P.O. box is, you can send it to Roy Adams or Christ-Centered Ironworks at P.O. Box 315, New Lebanon, Ohio 45345. Yep, and that's where you guys can do that. So, all right, we got 25 people watching. So
that's good. It's going on.
Yep. So this live stream, hey Clay Slap, good to see you. Sap, not Slap. Sorry, botched the name there. Hello, Matthew.
How long have you been forging?
How long have I been forging? I have been forging for 9 years. Oh, yeah, 9 years. Professionally, I've been doing it for 6, coming up on 6.
Right.
Yeah, coming up on 6 years. Yeah, it was funny. You definitely got to work on your camera presence, but the message was good, so that's all it counts. So, hey, William Timmons, good to see you there. Yeah, got crickets going, Daryl, for sure.
Let's see me make a knife. I don't think so.
I don't have any prerogative against that. So if Jessica wants,
throw me under the bus.
If Jessica wants to make a knife, she can. She can. So make it all for you guys. So Minnesota Dad, slightly off topic. Any reason not to use cold chisels on hot stock? Got a ton of cold chisels for free. No, none at all. It doesn't really butcher its way through hot stock like, a slitting chisel would, but it'll still cut it the same. It's a little more clunky to get through, and it has more distortion on the metal. Yeah, you can use a car battery to run a blower. I'm not sure for how long. It probably depends on how many amp hour the blower's for. Yep. So,
I think
all
we
right.
have to run, but
She's got to jet out of here and get the kids to bed, and so.
Yep. So it's nice seeing you guys for about the 14 minutes I was in here, but yeah, I'll try to catch up with you next time. So
yeah. No. Bye,
right,
Jessica.
Bye. Have a good evening. Well, I'll see you in a little bit.
Yeah, she'll see me in a little bit. I am still wanted, right?
Yes.
The Roy is wanted.
Yeah.
At home.
I better see you in an hour.
Okay. She said I need to be back in an hour. All right, now you guys just get to look at ugly. Big, tall, strong, and ugly. Oh. Let's see here. Somebody had asked, or it said, FFC Rick. Just God bless you for your hard work you do to your channel. Thank you very much for that. I really appreciate that. Oh. Here. Yep, Brian Neely, you're exactly right. You can reforge chisels into anything you want. Punches, fullers, you name it. As long as it's good steel. Some of the chisels out there, the new stuff that's out there, they're weird alloys and things, and you know, sometimes you can never get them to harden up right without special treatment. All right. Hopefully everybody's had a really good week. I got my blower online. I got it on eBay. If you're asking about the one on the Coal Forge, and in those videos, I put links in the descriptions to all that, to where you guys can find them there. Yeah, 8,000 subs. Yeah, that's quite awesome. Oh, I'm still amazed that many people like to see me talk and do things. You know. Any preferences on type of stock to forge my own chisels from? Thank you, Mike, for that. Let's see here, Clay Sap. To answer your question, I just use coil spring. I'm not sure what that's made out of. I've heard 5160. I'm not sure if that's accurate. I'm not sure that that's accurate for coil springs to be 5160. I'm pretty sure they probably range depending on the car, the vehicle, the manufacturer, things like that. I use old coil springs that I find at scrap yards that have been yanked off cars and things, and I use those for all my punches and chisels. So as far as buying new stock, I'm not really sure on that. If you're doing a lot of hot work, like drifting work and things like that, I would go with a lot tougher steel, kind of like a 1095, in that range to take and hold up to the heat a little better. Anytime you're using punches, chisels, fullers, you name it, and you're working it on hot material, if it's not air hardening tool steel of some sort, it's going to temper it at some point, and you'll just have to re-harden and temper it. So. Well, that is an interesting there from the lesbian guy, I guess. So hopefully you're not going to troll me, but no, he probably doesn't hate you. You're welcome, Clay Sap. You're welcome, Mick E. Swift. Yeah, H13 can be a good steel for hot working. Hey, Eric Hornby, glad to have you. I'm glad you liked the videos. There, so we got 23 people watching and 17 likes, so. Well, I'm glad you like my vids there. Hey, not a problem, Shadowcaster. We'll see you in 20 minutes. Never made any wood lathe tools. I would think they'd be fairly simple to make as long as you got the pitches right that you're wanting to do, like gouges and things. Yeah, Mike Swift, I could make a cross for my demonstration. That is a good ideal. I've made several of those. Yeah, cross for the demonstration. That would be that'd be a good one. Might be able to do that. So. The fold out sort would be good for them. Yeah. Yeah, the split crosses. Those would be great. Yeah, those are pretty quick. Actually, there's an older gentleman that demonstrated that at our club once up at Sofa. And man, I don't know how he did it so quick. But he brought this thing out, and I want to say it was probably one of the 3/8 variety split crosses. And he just kind of bopped it once and then hooked it on the Hardy tool and gave it a yank, and the whole thing folded out perfect. I mean, it was square. There was no anything like that. You could tell he had made like a bunch of them. He knew the trick to it. The demo was over in 30 seconds, and he dropped the hammer like it was hot, and walked on. It was quite the deal. Oh. Yeah, leaf hooks, I've done those too. Years ago when I was doing demonstrations at fairs and stuff, I would do like roses, stuff that I already kind of had pre-worked up, and then I'd just stick it in the fire and just kind of make the blooms and things. I'm not sure how much attention span the middle schoolers are going to have. So something fast-paced. Something that they can all get into. I haven't seen a fold-out snowflake. I've heard of them, but I just haven't seen any images. Could I make a how to make a metal lathe video? That has crossed my mind because there's been a lot of times that a lathe would be very handy in my shop. I'll see if I can't come up with something. Definitely will be a few months, though. In fact, here, leading up to Quad State, which is next weekend, I will be taking... I will be taking and working on the wooden helve hammer. I'll be working on those. So... for safety concerns, they won't be able to hammer metal with me, just because they would need parental waivers, and they didn't get that in time. So, here. What do you think of ribbon burners? That's a question that's come up a lot. Actually, there's people who really like the ribbon burners, and there's a lot of people who say that it'll give you a lot more even heat. I don't know if that's necessarily so. I just think it's just a bigger burner. It's just distributing the burning flame across whatever area the ribbon burner's at. If you have a longer forge than what the ribbon burner is, you're still going to have a hot spot. It's going to be wherever the burner's at. And that's been my experience as far as ones that I've seen online. They look like they produce a fairly efficient and even heat, but you can still see cold spots in the forge wherever the ribbon burner is not. So that's my thoughts on ribbon burners. I think they're a great design. They're a bit tricky to mess with all the mixing and the stuff like that and build. Okay, we got some good ones here. With the forge going, they will have a good attention span. Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, the attention span of most kids. That's funny. Hi, Digital Blades. Joshua Mosher. Yeah, you can just ask questions, whatever you got on that, on those videos, and even here, and I'll try to answer them the best that I can. Let's see here. What do you think of the show? Angry Anvil said, what do you think of the show Forged in Fire? I think it is a pretty great show to bring awareness to the subject of bladesmithing, not so much blacksmithing. I think that's kind of it's not really blacksmithing. It's all centered around bladesmithing. So therefore, I don't really got to say a whole lot about that. I find it entertaining. I like watching it. I don't find it informative whatsoever, but that's not History Channel's point. You know, they're trying to get ratings. The thinnest I would make a fire pot is flat. You don't have to. Oh, I don't know if you're Josiah. I don't know if you're asking about the metal thickness. The metal thickness, if you're making a fire pot like 3 or 4 inches deep, the heavier the plate you make it out of, the better. We'll see you later, Eric Hornby. Hey there, Psycho Wolf. I finally got that one. Sorry to. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool there, Paige. I'm glad for that, Arn. How about Arn? I'm glad you like to listen to me a lot, even with all your current life issues. Yeah, thickness of metal, probably the thinnest I would go is probably 1/4 inch plate if you're going to make a fire pot. If you want it to last, if you want it to last any length of time, that would be it. It is going to heat up. It is going to flake off. It'll scale on the inside, and eventually that scaling will lead to the fire pot failing. If it's made out of just like 1/4 inch plate. So if you do like 1/2 inch thick plate steel and weld it all up together, you know, it's going to last a really long time. Justin Wells, I was just answering Josiah Musser about that. I thought he meant how, you know, do you need a fire pot at all or something? And you can, rivet forges were flat with just a plate of steel with holes in them for the most part. So you can go as flat as that. Dijar blades, yes, I do much forge welding. I don't do it often enough as I would like to, because my work doesn't require it that much. But I have done quite an extensive amount of forge welding. Station experience, great, and loved it. Yeah, Mickey Swift, yeah. Certain people, you know, certain kids, they get it. They get it. What's the best way to acquire planishing stakes? There's a place that you can buy them from called Rio Grande. But they're very expensive. I would just make my own for whatever shape and size you need. That's what I do. I make my own if I need a special shape. No, I've never made a pine cone. As far as I know, Diger blades, yes, you can use flux when you're forge welding with a gas forge. Really, the flux is there. The way I look at the flux, now, you know, everybody has their own different theory on this, but the way that I look at flux and the way that I've been taught to look at flux is a way of, with capillary action, to run the scale off the surface of the material. So it acts as a cleaning agent, the flux is. And then so it runs the surface scale off the material is the flux. And that helps whenever you're welding something like a mild steel to a high carbon steel or a wrought iron to a high carbon steel. It helps with preventing scaling. But scaling comes from having too much oxygen in your fire in the first place. Because if you have a good welding fire and it has a zero oxygen environment, that means it's an oxygen neutral environment, or it's a reducing flame environment on your forge welding, when you pull that piece out of the fire, it won't have any visible scale, like black, dark spotches on it, until you start hitting it, and then scale will fall off. So, but that takes place from when you pull it out of the fire. Oxygen interacts with the surface, creating more iron oxide, and blades start falling off. Well, not blades, but, flakes of that scale starts falling off. Yes, that it is hard on liner. Yep, the flux is hard on the liner. That's another thing. You see guys a lot fluxing the heck out of steel. I mean, they're just fluxing it like it's crazy, trying to get this, that they think it's wrapping it in a protective blanket or something. It's just not. A little bit of flux, a little bit of flux will take and run all over all the surfaces. You don't need a whole lot, so. Yeah, I don't do much work. I have a small stock of wrought iron. I like making my hammers out of wrought iron with steel faces welded on. But since I have a small stock, I don't work with it a bunch. But I love the stuff. I love working with it. Yes, Mickey Swift, I plan on taking and doing that, so. Aaron Skelton, I'm sorry, it's trying to play an ad. I don't know what that's all about. The live stream is monetized, so I don't know if that's part of that problem. Yeah, Mickey Swift, I do plan on making a forge out of that burner video. Yes, sir, Paige, I have. I have done brazing in the fire before. I did that up with my apprenticeship with Tom Latine. We were brazing the bits onto the hollow tube keys and then the shank and then the hoops and stuff. So we did quite a bit of brazing in the fire. And that was a charcoal fire that we were brazing in because he predominantly uses charcoal. Yeah, a drive hook could work, Drew James. Thanks for that. Yeah, you guys will be the first to know as soon as the video's released for sure. Everybody who's subscribed. So, Uncle Buck's Forge, good to see ya. Yep, I'm going to SOFA next weekend. I will be in charge of the Heritage Forge there. So, Ben Toombs, good to see ya. Yeah, next weekend, if anybody wants to try to meet up with me, all you have to do is when you show up and after you've registered, just, ask where the Heritage Forge area is, and that's pretty much where I will be most of the weekend, except at the award ceremony. I'll be present for the award ceremony, obviously. Well, not award ceremony, but it's opening ceremonies. It'll be my award ceremony at the beginning of it, so. Yeah, I'm glad you like the clinker breaker. That's something I came up with a while ago. I tried to figure it out for the longest. I'm like, man, I need to make a clinker breaker. They can't be that hard. And then I saw a really old fire pot that had a clinker breaker in it. And I mean, it was essentially just a square piece in there. It was cast. And I'm like, well, you just make that out of some square stock. So that's what I did. Justin Wells, nope, you do not need a power hammer or a press to forge a hand hammer. In fact, I forged most of this hammer that I'm making for a client just recently. I forged most of that by hand. And I plan on doing a video on making a hammer in the future. So, good to see you, Jackson Kettler. Glad you're here. Yeah, I hope to see you too, Uncle Buck's Forge down there. I'll have to get your first name. That way I know you. I'm bad at names, guys, so it's took me forever to learn BTB's name. Bodie. Not Brody. I kept calling him Brody, but it's Bodie. Oh. Good to meet you, Steve. Oh. Yeah, clinker breaker you don't have to worry about with a bellows or a side blower. Yeah, you don't have to worry about that. I'd like to experiment around with a side draft forge for sure. Or a side blast, I should say. It's a draft. Forging a hammer is fun. The hardest part's getting the eye of the hammer right. If you get that drifted good, then it's great. So. Hey, I'm glad, Aaron Skelton. I'm glad it's working now. I'm glad you liked the answer there, Peter. From Sweden. Jackson Kettler, I'm glad you like the forge concept. Oh, it's going to work extremely well. It's going to work extremely well. So, and actually I have part 4 of that video, which, I mean, there was only supposed to be 3 parts, but I anticipated people asking me how it held up to, you know, actually a forge fire and, you know, especially the way I designed it and everything. So, tomorrow morning's post will actually be that video. You know, I pulled the whole fire out so everybody could see everything after it had a really good hot burn on it. Tractor axle probably would. The word on merchandise for anybody who's just joining us. So, we've got the new shirts. They are on teespring.com/Christ-Centered Ironworks. And I'll just go ahead and repeat the whole thing. Let's see if I can pull it up here. I don't know if anybody can see this. Probably won't focus on it. Nope, it won't focus on it. We're going to go, it is www.teespring.com/Christ-Centered Ironworks, and there's no spaces in that. And then at the end of this video, we'll go ahead and put the links to the Teespring campaign, and we will also put the links to the, you know, we will put our P.O. box at the end of this in the description box when you guys watch it on the replay. But t-shirts, they start at $16. A long sleeve t-shirt is $19. A hoodie is $25. And then, let's see here, they go from sizes of small all the way up to 5XL. The colors are black, navy blue, green, dark green, orange, and gray. So hopefully that'll be handy there. I know some of you guys are just joining us. So if you guys want to get any of those, so that's the word, Jackson, on merchandise. Let's see here. Aaron's got there. You had asked. If you, Aaron Skelton, if you want to do demonstrations, get a small anvil. A smaller anvil can be handy in the shop for reach concerns. Like my anvil, since it's 465 pounds, it's got like a 6-inch wide face. And sometimes that causes little reach issues. But it's got a square tapered horn to it that I can work on, you know, smaller in between shoulders on things. So that works out on my anvil. If you got an English pattern anvil, it helps if you have 2 different size anvils. You know, maybe like a little small one for light work that you can get real close to the forge, and then your main forging anvil. So yeah. I have never used great bellows error, Paige. MG Walker 79, good to have you on the channel. I am glad you are loving it. So definitely come out to Quad State and say hi. I'm glad you like it, Jackson. That would be greatly appreciated. So if I had to choose between gas or coal forge, what would I choose? Coal. I like coal. I'm just a coal boy. I'm sold out to it. I love it. Let's see here. If you are ending up with a hollow point tip, I'm not sure, are you working on flat stop DGR blades? Hey there, Chris Lawrence. Salina, that's awesome. Yeah, you're not far at all. You're working with round. That can be caused by 2 things. Usually that doesn't happen with just regular square. You may be hitting and turning. I don't know if that's what you're doing. The other bit is you could be light not hitting it hard enough to push out that center. Yeah, it's fish mouthing, Brian Neely. That's what it's doing. If it's big stock, it's hard to do that. So, yeah, I hope to sell baseball caps someday. Teespring doesn't do it. They don't do baseball caps, which is kind of weird, but you know, they do all sorts of other stuff. Unless, like, if you want a man bag and things like that, they got that, but they don't have baseball caps. I don't know what's up with that. So we weren't able to do the baseball caps this time. We'll have to figure something else out for the baseball caps. But we do hope to do that soon. So, yep, Steve, it'll be great to see you at Quad State as well. I hope I pronounced it. I hope I said it right. Steve is your name. Yeah, if you're having fish mouthing, it usually comes from two things. One of two things, okay? So you can get fish mouthing if you're on a round surface and you're not drawing it down square. So, you know, you're hitting, turn, hit, turn, hit, turn, hit, turn, hit, turn, and you're just turning it like an eighth or a quarter turn at a time. You're not doing the full, it's not a quarter turn, it's like an eighth or 16th turn. Kind of like the way you would round something up. It's going to lightly move the surfaces out versus forging and pushing that material out like it should. Angry Anvil, yes, I do work with real wrought iron. And what stock do I like to work with best? If I had more wrought iron, I would do wrought iron. I just like it. I like it that much. It's soft. It's easy. It's easy to wield by yourself. You can take what looks like a large chunk of material and you can really get it to move under the hand hammer just fantastically. And so I can't say enough about that. Too bad they don't make it anymore. But I would love that. As far as anything else, I like working with carbon steel, simple carbon from 1095 down, coil spring of whatever sizes, and just standard mild steel. Like I think it's 1018 is what it is. Stainless could make a good fire pot. It doesn't scale as much as higher temperatures. Let's see here. So don't turn the material so much. Yeah, I would stick to just 90-degree turns when you're drawing out. If you're rolling it, if you're just constantly rolling it while you're hammering on it, it is not, you're spending more time rolling it than you are forcing the material to move out and draw out. In fact, I've got a whole series coming up. I don't have it here with me. I have a whole video series that I'm going to take and do, and it's called The Fundamentals of Blacksmithing, and I'm going to be teaching the fundamentals step 1. And for the guys that are more experienced, it's definitely going to be a refresher course in it. And for the guys who are just new and just brand new, it's going to be, I hope it will rock your world as far as showing you what the actual fundamentals are. So, 33 degrees tonight. It ain't that here in Ohio. It is, I mean, it's like 60s. So, it's quite hot. Let me try to find my fundamentals here of blacksmithing real quick. My course that I'm going to be doing here online. Hey, good to see you, Martin. Yes, people have asked about that, and I was going to answer it in this live stream. Good to see you here, too. Let's see here. Touch mark. Can we see your touch mark? My touch mark is just a real basic cross. I will try to go grab that in a few minutes for you, Chris Lawrence. Let's see here. So, the depth of a fire pot. I'll go ahead and answer that one for you, Martin. The depth of a fire pot can be largely debated. Rivet forges almost never have a very deep fire pot. At least none of them that I have been associated with. A deep fire pot is needed when you're working larger material. And I have heard the formula for that is whatever your largest anticipated size of material that you're going to work. Say it's 1 inch, you need at least 1.5 times that depth around in embers, coke, okay? You need at least 1.5 times that as a bed for the steel in order for it to consume all oxygen before it meets. Things people don't think about is you also need that from the top because you can't expose it to air. So if you can see your steel, oxygen can see your steel. So that is just the generalized theory that I have heard on that. Let me get rid of this light here, guys. Gals from behind me. There we go. That is a little better. You guys don't have to look at a halo of light here. Hopefully that's a little better. Everybody like that. So the depth of the fire pot should be in relation to the size of steel that you want to take and do. Hey, you have a good weekend too, Is Your Blades. We'll catch you on the next live stream. That's pretty cool. I'm glad you have that. Let's hear. I get the wrought iron at Quad State. There's a guy that sells it there every now and then. He just brings a bit, and then you'll be a mad rush to get it before I do because I buy every bit of it that I can find. Within reason. He brings a lot. He brings a couple 100 pounds at a time. So my answer on the fire pots, they're not needed, so to speak, as long as you have that 1.5 times the diameter of your material depth underneath that piece of steel of coke, so this way it's consuming that oxygen. So if it's 1 inch, you're going to have 1.5 times that. 1 inch, which is, it's 1.5 inches. At least 1.5 inches. I'd go 2 inches, round it up, make it easy. You could say twice, makes it easier enough, so. Yeah, there is a happy medium for the fire pot. So, most fire pots are not that deep. I mean, they're between, big ones are like between 6 and 8 inches deep. And then, stuff that's meant to work a lot smaller stock, like rivet forges, a lot of time they just have a flat plate. And, and they're only maybe 2 inches deep at max of actual coke because they're never going to work anything larger than maybe like a 5/8 inch or a 1 inch rivet. They're just not going to work anything larger than that. And if you always need to take and build something up, you can... here, Shadowcaster answered this one real good. He just builds up with angle iron or bricks for taller sides than the mound, and then you just mound it up and set the stock on top. So, a brake rotor can be a good starter depth if that's what you have. The one thing about brake rotor, yes, brake drums, those are another story. Some people, I'll get to you here in a second, Joshua. I want to answer that one. That's a good one. Some people buy these really deep brake drums, and you guys are just consuming so much fuel in those, and the fire's spreading way out of control, and it's heating you to death, and things like that. And you don't need that much depth when you're working on 1/4 inch rod, or you're working on 5/8 inch stuff. If you want to do like big hammerheads and like 3 and 6 pounders and sledges, then you definitely want, then you definitely want that depth in there to get a good bed underneath. Well, I'm glad you like that, Martin. Yeah, I mean the brake drums. I've seen people that they're just wide brake drums and deep brake drums, and then they put that in a bed. And I mean, if I were to use that forge, I could probably forge an entire anvil in it. I mean, it has that much coke or coal burning on it. It's like, good Lord, I don't know how you guys can afford that. I couldn't do that. So, Yeah, Mike, I do. It's the last anvil I got left. This is my little demonstration anvil. It's a little colonial anvil, kind of rough and tumble. Found it on the back porch. Actually, I found it at a scrapyard. That's a lie. I found it at a scrapyard, and I got it for about $50. It's a little 100-pounder. Thank you, MG Walker 79. I definitely will. Yep, you can use bricks to make the fire smaller too as well. Oh, trust me, Graham, don't worry. Olga is still around. She's back there. She's big and pretty as ever. She's big and pretty as ever. Oh. Hey, Southern Ohio Forge and Anvils in the house. My home team. I don't know who's commenting for them, but yep, Quad State is next week, the 40th anniversary. Can't wait. Hey, Gerald Klopp. Good to see you here. And yeah, definitely look for me. Anybody who was wanting to look for me at Quad State, I will be at the Heritage Forge. So that's the place that I'm supposed to be in charge of this year, and it's supposed to be where past demonstrators and hopefully the older guys that got SOFA started as a blacksmithing club, I'm going to keep their fires running. I might demonstrate some things in the meantime, and I'm just going to keep the forge fire going. And, that way if they want to come over and they want to use that space to teach and demonstrate, they can. And so it's kind of a free, open format thing. Most likely I will demonstrate something while I'm standing there keeping the fire lit. Might as well. It'll be for my own purposes. So it'll be a great time for anybody who wants to come meet me in person and say hey and just chat. And as long as I keep at my duties, we'll be good. So good night, Joshua. Did I answer your question? Make sure. Chat next Friday, Joshua, before you leave real quick. Am I going to do a chat next Friday? Next Friday I will be at Quad State. So, and I still have to talk to them, or rather they'll let me do a live stream of my award ceremony. I'll have to see about that. I don't know if I can do that or not. If I can't, then I'll do... I will do a live stream the following Friday after Quad State. You're welcome, Joshua. God bless you, brother, out there. You have a good evening. Yeah, Joe Boniface. Yeah, he's a great guy there, Steve. I learned doing power hammer techniques. He taught a class there at SOFA. He was an intro to power hammers. And I took a class with him there. And it was a great event. Yeah, you will not be disappointed if you come to Quad State, for sure. I'm glad to have you as a member of SOFA as well. Yeah, if you can ever go over and just bug Joe Boniface, that'd be the way to do it too. He knows a lot. Yeah, we'll be missing you, Graham. And we'll be praying for you and your family, by the way. Yeah, he does have a big power hammer, Steve. So he does have a big power hammer. What did he say that thing was? It's like a 400 weight, ain't it? I think it is. Yeah, I wish you could be there too, Ben Toombs. If you ever get a chance, definitely show up. It's definitely worth it. So, definitely worth it. How big is my shop? I'm Aaron Skelton. I'm desperately wanting to expand. My shop is 12 foot wide by 24 feet long. Chris Lawrence, I love you, brother. That's great. Shh, we won't tell her. We won't tell her a thing. Your secret's safe with the 34 people that are watching this live stream. Quad State isn't far from, depending on where you're at in Indiana. I myself, I'm closer to Indiana. I'm about 45 minutes from the state line on 70, like heading 70 west. I am about 45 minutes east from the state line. And Quad State, yes, Quad State is always held in the same state, Martin. Let's see here, in Indiana. Yep. So it's about 45 minutes from the state line to me, and it's about 45 minutes to Sova. So an hour and a half probably from the state line, I would imagine. Yeah, and you can find all this at SOFA's website. It's sofablacksmiths.org. You guys can find all the details, how to get there, site maps, all that all that busyness right there. And they just recently revamped the website, so you guys can check that out. After the live stream, then rush. And after you get t-shirts, right? I'm supposed to take and point those out again, so. Let's see here. Yeah, it's definitely worth the drive. If it was 20 hours away, I'd still drive to it every year. I don't care. It could be 72 hours away, and I'd still drive to it. You're welcome, Mickey Swift. You have a good night as well. So, I told my wife I was only going to do this live stream for an hour, considering I got this demonstration tomorrow. So, I might cheat a little bit and spend an extra 10 minutes talking and stuff, and, on this live stream and see how you guys like it. It's going to be, right now it's, we're at 56 minutes. So from like Detroit, I'm about 4.5 hours. Quad State would be closer. I mean, it'd be a little closer to you than that. I mean, it'd be probably 3.5, maybe 3 hours and 40 minutes or something like that. Yeah, it would definitely be good. It'd definitely be good for you to come out there. That'd be awesome, Graham. And you can spread it around. I hope to come to Australia someday. That would be awesome. It's on my bucket list of things to do. It's on my bucket list of things to do. Quad State. So, that would be awesome, Graham. I'll look you up. Oh. So here, Steve, you asked, you have some things to sell, but you don't want to be tied down. Quad State is a very, very honorable event. There's plenty of people that have just kind of, they have honesty cans. We don't try to hose anybody around there. That's bad for business. I think in all of Quad State's history, I don't think there has ever been a theft or anything like that. Knock on steel. I don't know. It could happen to anybody, but there's been a lot of, like Southern Ohio is mentioning here, many people sell casually. Yep. Let's see here. Big Dog Forge, good to see you in the house. I'm glad you're getting back to making videos there, Tim. I really enjoyed that last little bit, and I liked how you forge welded that tip together. Made that carp's mouth in it, and then forge welded that together. That was neat. That was real neat to see. And you guys are very welcome. I'm glad you guys enjoyed the show. What hobbies do I have? Blacksmithing and seeing my children smile. So whatever hobbies they have, that's my hobbies. I don't get much time for anything else. I used to skateboard. I used to snowboard until my car wreck. I don't ride amusement rides. Those are all big no-nos for me. Yeah, Big Dog Forge. He's got a great great channel. I'd like that herb day, so I'd love to do some traveling. Maybe one day when I get ready to retire and I go into a complete teaching career in blacksmithing as being an educator and an instructor, I would like to do that. That would be great. You're welcome, Tim. You're worth every shout out I give you, buddy. Every shout out. For sure. That was a neat trick. It's not something I had seen. Now, what would that be considered? Would that be considered a cleft weld of sorts? Because I've made cleft welds before, but that's usually joining kind of like a T-bar across another piece. I've made cleft welds, but I've never actually fused one back to itself like that. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that's cool, Steve. Yeah, people like those striking anvils. That's interesting plays on words there, Martin. Trust me, I'm a bladesmith. Just like Daniel Moss. Oh yeah, so mention. So I'm going to do a couple real quick shout outs to some people. So in one of my just most recent videos, I don't know if anybody knows him. His name is Andy Phillips. He works for, I'm not sure if he just works for, if he's owner of, pretty much Big Blue manufacturer. They make utility air hammers. And he has a channel that I really like watching. It's called Iron Concepts. And he does like a bunch of drawings and sketches, and he kind of talks out his mind and the thought of the day. And he's a real nice guy, and he always leaves it open air for subjecture from people to get feedback. And so I wanted to shout him out. I'll try to put him in the description as well, a link to his channel. And then there's also a guy by the name of Daniel Moss at Trust Me, I'm a Blacksmith. He gave me a shout out on his channel about my business of blacksmithing series a little while ago, so I just want to kind of give him a formal shout out as well back to his channel. He does a lot of kind of just interesting things, bits and bobs, and if you guys want to take and go over there and check him out, that'd be cool too as well. The Big Blue Hammer channel, he's actually moving all that to calling it the Iron Concepts channel, and that's where he does all that, and then they're restructuring the Blue channel for just like product information and sales stuff. So, good night, Angry Anvil. Sorry I missed you there, pal. How much to make you a 2-pound hammer? You have to private message me on it. It's fairly expensive. For me to make that. My shop rate's $95 an hour. Yeah, I fibbed to her, Shadowcaster, I know. I said 10 more minutes. 10 more minutes. Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot of making. That's pretty cool, Martin. See ya. Yeah. Yeah, wife did say an hour. I know. Beginner. I just enjoyed talking to you guys so much. What oil do I use for quenching and at what temp? I use cold. It's cold oil that I use, so I don't preheat the oil. And the oil that I have right now, it's actually a mixture, and I'm probably going to do a video like, what's in the bucket? That's how I'm going to title it. What's in the bucket? Roy's Quenching Oil. So, it's got a mix of transmission fluid in it. It's got a mix of tractor oil in it, and I believe that's like 40 weight oil. And then, or no, it's 20 weight oil. I'm sorry, it's got like 20 weight oil in it. It's got a bit of transmission fluid in it, and it's also built up a lot of water over the years, moisture. And so it's just kind of a mix, and I mix it up real good like a slurry, and then that's what I use. Not highly technical. It always hardens very well, though. Yep, I'm 29. Thank you for that, Graham. I really appreciate that. Yep, birthday next month. It sure is. I'll be 29 years old next month. So, on the 18th. Actually, the 17th. I lied. It's 17th. 17th of October. I'll be 29. I'll get off in a little bit, Mike. Oh, I don't always do what my wife says. She puts up with me. So. 6. Sear. Yep, I'm just a puppy. There. Good to see you, Eric Hornby, again. I'm just getting ready to leave here before long. My shirts are only available until Monday. Huh. I'll have to look at that. I think Jessica extended, did try to do a continual sell thing. We'll look into that. Thank you for that. That's funny, Martin. Oh. Nope, never done that, Magla. I don't want to live in my shop, buddy. I don't want to live in my shop. Not at all. Jessica, she may seem real sweet and nice, but she has an ornery side. I've only seen it once. I'm younger than you by a few years. How old are you, Mike? You look pretty young. By the way, the camera was if you're older, a lot older than me, the camera was very nice to you. You look fairly young yourself. Yeah, that'd be great, Eric. I'd really appreciate that. Yeah, not even next to Olga, Martin. She just doesn't cuddle as nice. My wife, I'm not sure what mix she is. I'm not sure what mix she is. I don't know if you're asking about the Anvil or my wife. I don't know what mixed breed she is. Me, however, I am part German, Irish, and Scottish. That's my heritage. $31. Okay, yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm close. I can wait. I can wait to be 31. Hey, we'll see you next time, Tim. God bless you. Have a great week and heal well. Still pulling for you. You're 57. Wow. I can wait to get there too as well. Congratulations, though. Y'all feel old. Well, I'm glad I'm making everybody else feel old. 30 is when stuff starts to hurt randomly. That's funny. I hope not. I hope not. $37. Awesome. 42. All good ages. I know besides Jackson Kettler and Bodie at BTB Presents, besides those two guys, I'm not sure who else are young, like 18-year-olds or so, you know, like younger than 20-something. So most of the audience, when we look at our stats and stuff, most of our audience is on the older side, so. Justin Wells, you're 16. Well, that's cool. I'll add another young one to the list. I'm glad to have you, by the way. The second 21st is more productive. I like that. I don't powder coat. I usually just do traditional coatings or I'll do Rust-Oleum. I haven't decided on what Forge Welded project I'm going to do, Chris Wells. I haven't had a lot of time to think. Chris Lawrence, sorry. I haven't had a lot of time to think about what I'm going to be doing here, so. Glad you like those. Yeah, there's some young bucks out there for sure. Ah, cool. All right. Well, guys, I'm going to have to go. But before I go, I'll go ahead and mention everything for anybody who's watched this far. Anybody's going to watch on the replays. So you can get your shirts. The link to that will be in the description down below. I hope you guys enjoy them. We just trying to put those out there for everybody, and we appreciate whatever support you guys want to give that way. Let's see here. My P.O. Box, I'll say that again. You can send any mail that you want to mail me or anything like that to Roy Adams or Christ Center Ironworks at P.O. Box 315, New Lebanon, Ohio 45345, and we'll receive it there. And thanks, Herb Page, for that. It was great to have you here as well. Pricing for the t-shirts are as follows. They're all like this. T-shirt, simple t-shirt like what you see me wearing here is $16. A long sleeve shirt is essentially this, just longer sleeves. It's $19. And a hoodie is $25. And then, the shipping is obviously additional to that. Sizes go from small to 5XL. They're offered in black, navy blue, dark green, orange, and gray. So that's it. So for everybody who knows that, thank you for everyone who's been watching. There won't be a live stream, as far as I know, unless I'm allowed to do a live stream at my award presentation. They're at Quad State. They have some things on there about filming and stuff at Quad State. So we'll have to see how that works. So, and you're very welcome. I think I'm talking to Gene Salmonelli, but I'm not sure on there. But anyways, if there is, I'll pop open a real quick live stream of the award presentation ceremony. And then if not, I will catch up with all of you after Quad State. That'll be the next Friday. So I'm glad you all liked the stream. Thanks, Martin, on the congrats. Yeah, we'll see you here very, very soon. Yeah, thank you, Gene. So, hey, and thank you for showing up and putting all that information there. I'm glad you liked that. Quad State, you can look it up at sofablacksmiths.org. It is in Troy, Ohio at the fairgrounds. God bless you, Mike. Thank you for that word, by the way, brother. I needed that this week. I was definitely struggling with stuff, so it definitely came in at a good time. So, if I don't see you during my award presentation, I will definitely catch up with you all in 2 weeks from now on another live stream. So, God bless everybody. I hope you guys have a great week. And if you do get a chance to come to Quad State, come see me at the Heritage Forge. We'll talk to you all later. Bye-bye.